From the New York Intelligencer, Putin decries U.S. Satanism in bizarre speech annexing parts of Ukraine. Did you guys see this?
Yeah.
Putin said, it was kind of crazy. He said that the West was satanic. And he said that they're doing gender experiments on children or something to that effect.
He gave a 37-minute speech in the middle of Moscow, huge crowds, and he said that the West is, quote, sheer Satanism, and it's turning away from moral norms and religious values while offering children sex change operations. So
is he wrong?
He's not wrong, but he's not an angel himself.
I know.
Right? He brought up a good point. Let's be honest, and I think he's not wrong in some of these instances. But again, that doesn't make him the good guy here.
Right. I think it's like, it reminds me of that. I think something Jack told me about RT, or how he described RT is like, RT tells the truth about us and lies about Russia, whereas our media lies about us and might tell the truth about Russia. Right. So it's like you listen to Russia talk about our problems and you're like, yeah, that's actually a fairly accurate description of how our government is behaving.
You gotta watch RT if you want to learn about what's going on with protests and activism. This is the funny thing about how they destroyed the lives of all these RT reporters and personalities.
Yeah.
Back when was this? It was like a couple years ago. I think it was.
Not so 2017 or something is when they started hammering RT.
I think it was
2018 maybe.
No, it was recently. Like Lee Camp, for instance.
Yeah.
We've known him for a long time, and like he's not a Russian agent. He's like a regular American dude, and he's like left leaning. But they banned his podcast, which was unrelated to RT, simply because he worked for RT.
Chris Hedges too, another very famous journalist, again on the left, also banned and labeled Russian propaganda.
Abby Martin got it hard.
Didn't Larry King work for RT as well?
He did, yep.
So here's what they do.
So did Jesse Ventura.
RT looks for people who have opinions that are bad for the West. They hire them and let them do their thing, basically funding these kinds of narratives.
I've recently been really disliking this East-West narrative. Like, it's the line of demarcation runs through London. Are you kidding me? Like, that's not British Empire crap. And now they want to segment us into one area and say that Russia and China. Dude, the West is China. China is west of me right now. That's the West. I'm not going to play this British-centric game anymore.
That was basically the idea, right? Yeah, London.
Yeah, they wanted to take control of the narrative of who's where on Earth and say that they're in the middle. It's crazy.
Well, they're the ones who have the zero.
The king with his
Greenwich Mean Time.
freaking Bank of International Settlements in Switzerland.
Look at that, man. And English is spoken basically everywhere.
Yeah.
You go to Japan and there's like the street signs and the highways are in English and Japanese.
Colonists, man. They tried to colonize China just like they did to India. They tried with the Opium Wars and they failed. And that's a big part of why there's so much aggression.
Putin actually said it is neocolonialism. And he said, this is great, he said the West is racist for spreading Russophobia. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're trying to say. Like, what part of the U.S. is Satanist? Is it the woke stuff? Because that's what you're saying. Like, he plays a similar game, right?
Yeah.
I don't care which government. Someone super chatted us the other day saying like, no, Putin's fighting evil. And I'm like, okay.
No, Putin launched an aggressive war and invaded his neighbor. Right, that's bad. And it's wrong, and it kick-started all of this.
It's
right,
it's not a defensive war. You're right. It is a war of aggression, but it's a war of aggression where your enemy has rockets right on the border of the country next to you. So, like, who's the aggressor?
It's just war.
I mean, two wrongs don't make a right either.
This isn't. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. Like there are situations where in a seemingly aggressive war is actually someone responding to acts of war by the other side. I think the classic example of that is the 6 Days War, where Israel was. Egypt put in place a naval blockade of the Red Sea and prevented Israel from accessing and shipping anything out of its southern port. And so if it wanted to ship anything to Asia, it had to go all the way around Africa, right? And that's clearly like act of war violence. And so even though Israel struck first in terms of like actually military assets striking other military forces, I think it's pretty clear that was not an aggressive war in the sense of they were the first wronged party in terms of war, like an act of war against themselves.
Yeah, this conflict goes back and forth for many decades now, and you could point, hey, Russia did this, hey, NATO did this, and you can make legitimate arguments that are very convincing by both sides. To me, both of them are being idiots. People shouldn't be dying for governments, politicians should be fighting their own wars and shouldn't be sending innocent people to do it. But you made a very, very, very good point there, talking about the 6-Day War being brought on by, of course, the stopping of trade and trade routes and denying countries resources. It is what usually sparks wars. So this is why the bursting of this pipeline is so important, because it could be the major galvanizing event that starts all of this.